What up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning, good morning. You already know who this is, JP with PMP, dropping some seeds, some knowledge to help you grow your business, help you make more money, and hopefully help you hit your goals. We're coming real close to the end of the year already. The office is preparing for our end of the year party, celebration, awards. We're going to be handing out awards for those of us that hit goals. Those of us that didn't hit our goals are just going to be the watchers. We're going to be on the sidelines, right? Not playing the game, which is a topic that I want to talk about today, which is learning before you start earning. Think about this. When you go to college, for 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, depending on what it is you're trying to achieve. And you don't earn any money unless you're obviously working, somewhere else. But in the profession that you're entering, you're not earning any money. So you have to learn before you earn. Unfortunately, in real estate, you can learn and earn at the same time. The issue is that most agents put earning before learning. And many times they forget about the learning part, which in the long run will affect you. You will get lucky. You will get lucky your first year, and you're going to do what is called arm's length transactions. You're going to be selling homes to your family, your friends, people that know you, right? Your immediate family. But once you dry out that arm's length, right? Those people, you're going to have to start learning how to fish. You're going to have to start learning how to get on the phone, or else you're not going to be making any money. This is why, don't recall if it was 60 or 70% of agents that get their license in the first year are out of the business within that first year. And that's because they get lucky. They get to sell a home to a friend, family member, even sometimes a colleague workers, right? Somebody working with you. You end up selling them a house and you're making 30 grand at a warehouse, and you end up making 3-4 transactions. You made 30, 40 grand. You've obviously doubled up your money. So we start focusing on wanting to become realtors and make more money. And come the second year, we're not making any money. So what I've been focusing on, what my office focuses on, what we focus on, my brother and I, my entire team, we focus on teaching, helping these agents learn the business of real estate. Many times we focus on where do we find the next customer, right? It's kind of like saying, where do I find the next fish? Well, if you're not prospecting, if you're not fishing in different parts of the lake or of the river or wherever it is you're fishing at, right? You're not going to ever find that fish. But in order to understand where to fish, you got to learn the lake. You got to understand how the lake operates, right? And obviously that's a metamorphosis for my thoughts, right? But you got to think about that. You got to learn what kind of fish are you fishing for? What kind of bait are you going to use? What do they like? What don't they like? Is it fly fishing? Is it not fly fishing? I mean, there's so many different factors. What tools are you going to use, right? What reel, what fishing pole? You got to study the market. You got to learn it. Because, again, what happens is in our business is we all want to earn before we learn. And unfortunately, it gets easy the first year because of that arm's length transaction. Friends and family, well, I know you, I'll buy a house from you, right? You hear that all the time. But what happens the second year? So, a couple tips that I want to give you to start learning. Number one, third party. Start getting information from third parties, right? And I don't mean you have to be 100% sold on that information. If that makes any sense. Let me explain that. Sometimes we look at, let's say, podcasts, right, from, people with a lot of followers. And you're like, well, that's kind of confusing. I don't know that I believe in that. But a lot of their content is good in content, right? So use the information that you like, right? Use the information, and I mean use it. Don't just hear it. You got to put it to work. So that way you know if it works or doesn't work, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to verify that. You can't go based on what people tell you. You can't even go based on what I tell you. You got to get out there and try it for yourself, because some things that I'm going to do are going to work for me and they're not going to work for you. So third party, what market research are you doing? Are you doing just the immediate neighborhood? research, or are you doing county research, city research, county research, state research, national research, right? What's going on the other side of the United States regarding real estate? That's the line of business we're in. So third-party search engines, Bigger Pockets. I told my agents that's a really good website to start at on YouTube. Valuetainment. There's just so much information out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's never been easier to be more prepared than ever with all this free content you get online. It's crazy. So third-party, right? Do your third-party research. And I spend about 30 minutes to an hour just every morning. Just boom, 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 boom. What's going on out there? What is everybody talking about? What's going on in the world, right? Number 2, you have to have a system in place for learning hands-on training. Does your company have hands-on training where you can learn with other peers when they're showing homes? You can shadow them. You can get out there and see how get your feet wet before you get in the field or whatever the case is, right? How is he doing it? How is she doing it? Why is she successful? Why is he? You got to ask questions, right? So having a nice circle around you of like-minded people goes so far. When myself and my brother Ricardo started in the business of real estate, it was just him and I. And then we had friends, that started joining us. But it was him and I door knocking, right? I didn't like door knocking by myself. He didn't like door knocking by himself. So we would go together, right? He would be on one side of the street. I would be on the other side of the street. We'd make it kind of fun to see who gets to the end of the street faster. And we would do door knocking for hours, right? Cold calling. We would do that together because it gets boring. It gets scary, right? But the problem that seems to be occurring quite often, especially with new agents, is that you're scared to get on the phone because you're scared to get rejected. And I think it's not even the rejection part. I think it's the fact that you don't know how to defend yourself. So you have to accept the part where they tell you they don't need you. So it's not. I don't think it's the rejection part, honestly. I think it's more of the, I don't know what to say, so I got beat. Well, you gotta learn. You gotta learn. If you don't learn, if you put earning before learning, you're gonna start creating some really bad habits. Really bad habits, and I'm telling you that because I know this from personal experience, dealing with hundreds, if not thousands of agents by now, coming through our office. Right? I see it all the time. I see it all the time. It's really hard to, like they say, teach an old dog new tricks. Because they made money this way with their bad habits, so they're almost sold on the fact that they can do it again. The issue is that the market revolves, and you have to be able to change and adapt as the market changes and adapts. And right now, with the way the industry is, and there's so much third-party search engines and all this other stuff, it's making it very difficult for real estate agents to show their value. So you have to understand what is the value of your ingredients versus the other agent. What are your key points? And then number one, being the most important in learning before you're earning is investing in your knowledge. Are you going to any seminars? Are you attending any webinars? What is everybody else doing? I had this issue where I was like, I don't need anybody to teach me anything. I know how to sell. I'm pretty good at selling. When I started to open up, right, and stop using my ego so much, I really started to understand that, man, I wasn't as good as I thought I was. There was a lot more room for growing. And once you accept that, your mind is gonna be blown on how positive you're gonna be, because you're gonna feel so strong. It's kind of like going to a gym and working out. Well, you're working out your mind. You're gonna feel strong. Yes, there's gonna be some bad days, of course. It happens. But again, the reason why most agents fail is because they don't have any kind of accountability. And number one is you need to learn the product. What are you selling? Why are you selling it? How does it help that customer? How does it affect the customer? Right? How does it operate outside of the sale? Rent money, tax benefits, all this other stuff, right? We're not CPAs, we're not attorneys, right? So you always have to make sure you mention that to your customers. But you got to start focusing on learning, ladies and gentlemen. There is so much to learning. I mean, I am now becoming obviously a mentor to a lot of our agents in our company. And the more I think about every single little step that I do in my business, it's crazy how you start to dissect this entire thing. Right? The pre-call stage, the questions that we ask, how we ask them, our body language, our tonality. I mean, we talk about this every day. I mean, it's like I drill this into my agent's mind because I want them to understand how important every single step of the way is. Now, I'm going to leave it here for you guys. Does that mean that I'm going to get hired 100% of the time? Absolutely not. Nope. But you will be one of the top competitors, and that's where we want to be at. We want to be at the top of the mountain. At the top of the mountain, there's less oxygen, but there's less people up there. At the bottom of the mountain, too many people, but there's a lot of oxygen. You got to choose where you want to be at. All right? Think about that. I'll leave you guys with that quote. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get that money. Let's get to work. It's exciting times. Our company, we're still putting up numbers. We put up double the amount of numbers this last month than we did last year's month. And I'm excited already for December. That was for November. November last year, we did 19 transactions closed. This November, we closed 37 transactions. And please, for those of you brokers that are watching my videos, take into consideration, we're 85 agents only. It's quality versus quantity. Who do you want to be in the business? I'll see you guys on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have a great day. Peace out. Take care of yourself.
I was a bat out of hell. One look at me, you think that I was destined to fail. 16 with the homies, ended up in a cell. And my crimes got much bigger on a different scale. Used to run around the hood, throwing my name up. Now they can't tame me and can't smoke enough. Man, this shit getting old, must be growing up. Any lesson life was teaching, I was showing up. You know I gotta thank my mama for her holding us down. 4 kids, she a soldier, nothing breaking her down. Welfare, food stamps, and toes to the ground. She the reason why we get it, how we getting it now. And thank God for my big bro Lorenzo, yo. Put some clothes on our backs when our funds got low. Yeah, I really came from nothing, I stay humble, bro. Grind hard and I hustle, that's the life I know. Yeah, so many things done changed. Deep rooted with my brothers, they gon' know our name. Told Ricardo, ain't no felon, we gon' kill this game. And if we take a couple losses, we gon' build on pain. See, whatever didn't break us, that's what's making us now. 17 became a father, had a reason to smile. You go hard or go broke, you can't live in denial. I chose one, went dumb and started winning in style. Fast forward 10 years, selling cribs to the people. 5 companies deep, hardest working Latinos. All muscle boy like a 6'5" El Camino. We the Ponce brothers, reppin' San Bernardino. Yeah, we do this for familia. You know, behind every great man is a great woman holding us down. Yeah. And our seeds are the next generation. And we teach them everything we know so that they may build on what we built.